see the redness around Canelo's right eye.
Crawford started to showboat a little bit.
When the smaller man is grinning at you mid-combo, that's not dominance, that's embarrassment. Here's the truth nobody wants to say. This wasn't greatness from Canelo. This was Crawford making the king look human, and Canelo falling way short of expectations. Human, ordinary, outthought. Hell, you can argue that Canelo did such a poor job in this fight that Crawford didn't even need to go into his bag that much. Crawford probably had a harder time with Errol Spence, Kavaliauskas, etc. Welcome back to Abner's Counterpunch. Historic stage, Allegiant Stadium. Bud moves up 2 weight classes and still takes a clean, unanimous decision to be the first ever male boxer to go undisputed in 3 divisions. 70,000+ people in the building, including myself, and most of them left talking about Omaha, not Guadalajara. Okay, so let's break this down. First things first, Canelo's jab didn't show up, but Crawford's did. One guy brought a fencing foil, the other forgot his mouthguard. Bud's southpaw jaw was the metronome. Tick, tick, ticking Canelo off beat.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Canelo Alvarez. Skipper Kelp, talk to us.
Right now, Crawford's just doing a better job of managing the distance of the fight. He's where he wants to be right now.
Good point.
And Canelo, tap, pause, nothing. What happens when the bigger puncher can't find you? He stops throwing, he starts thinking, and the clock, it keeps bleeding. This whole fight, I was waiting for Canelo to find an opening on Crawford to land a shot cleanly, and that moment never came. Jab in his face, step around, 3-piece, exit. Crawford outlanded Canelo overall and tripled him in jabs, 45-16, which tells you who owned the range and who kept resetting like a laggy controller. Jab, 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 silence from Canelo's lead hand. And why does that matter? Because Canelo's whole brand is to set the feet, sell the feint, and detonate the body shot. And no jab means no entry. No entries means single swings. Single swings means that Bud will see you coming from a mile away.
Oh, beautiful body shot by...
We have Canelo the Tank and Crawford the Ghost. The Tank can't smash what he can't touch. I've been that dude loading up on one shot. Big boy gym energy. Until I came across a slick counterpuncher who made me feel like I'm shadowboxing in a mirror maze. You throw, he's not there. You hesitate, he taps you twice for asking. That's what Bud did. He made Canelo question first, then punch second. Once that doubt creeps in, your combos go from 4 to 2 to 2 to eventually none. Which leads me to my next point. Canelo's combinations died after 3, 2, and usually just 1. It's like he brought a playlist and the aux kept disconnecting. Every time he tried to string it, hook, right, uppercut, Bud jammed that signal with a jab or a check hook and then peeled out at an angle.
Crawford's been honest. He shook his head yes when he felt it.
Head movement, footwork, glove parries, and the petty little shoulder nudge that stole his balance. Let's talk numbers, quick and dirty. Crawford threw almost 200 more punches, landed 115 to Canelo's 99. And yes, Canelo's accuracy was decent, but volume, timing, and optics all belong to Bud. The judges don't reward air slicing haymakers, they reward who's winning the moments. Touch him, sting him. And it's important to mention that Canelo looked older. Not date of birth older, reaction older. Aging hits fighters like bad Wi-Fi. Some keep full bars till 38, some buffer at 35. Yeah, but technically the older guy still looked fresher. Canelo's feet felt sticky, his exits late, his reloads slower. He needed the extra half step, didn't have it. And you know, championship rounds are where legends flip the switch. Instead, Crawford hit the gas, walked them down in spurts, stitched combinations, and closed strong. And in the building, that massive crowd started cheering the guy who stole the aura and just made history.
For the winner by unanimous decision, the Fighting Pride of Omaha, Nebraska.
Pressure, patience, precision, and Canelo got graded on a curve he didn't finish. And here's what really stinks as a Canelo fan. At no point did Crawford even look stressed. Not once. Bud never had to dig deep into the ugly gears. He never looked hurt. He never looked gassed. He never looked confused. If anything, he coasted through moments. That's not just losing, that's failing to even make the other guy feel uncomfortable. Look, respect to Canelo. His chin held, bodywork sprinkled, never folded. He even said after that Crawford has everything.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything.
But the tough truth is this, on the biggest Netflix stage, he didn't bring the jab volume, he didn't sustain the combos, and he didn't cut the ring when Plan A stalled. That's falling way short of Canelo level expectations. When I first started boxing, I thought that power fixed everything. Then you meet a technician that steals time. He doesn't hit harder, but he hits first, second, and last. Meanwhile, you swing and he's gone. You reset and he's back. You think one big shot and then he gives you 3 light taps and a clean left pipe to end the exchange. That's what Bud did for 12. Could Canelo have changed it? Sure. If he doubled up on the jab, cut diagonals instead of following, and gone full pressure fighter in 30-second spurts. But it needs to be for each round. But after round 6, Bud decided to stand his ground, proving that the power didn't scare him and the psychological edge have flipped. Stand, trade, slip, grin. From then on, Canelo looked like he was hunting a shadow. Bottom line, Canelo didn't just lose, he never even made Crawford sweat. That's the punchline, plain and simple. And it leaves one big question hanging. Has Crawford ever been pushed to the brink? Because the answer is hiding in his past wars. Nights where he got clipped, wobbled, almost beaten. If you want to see the only times that Bud has looked human, the moments where he almost fell apart before flipping the script, that's right here in the nights that Crawford was almost beaten. Same chaos, same breakdown style, but this time Bud wasn't smiling, at least not until the end. Click here for that video, and while you're at it, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next chaos that we break down. See ya.